So I'm back to finish this off for part two. Okay, so like I said, around 7:30 when I either woke back up or um came to whatever, however you want to describe it, off this medication. When I got back to reality at about 7 o'clock, 7:30, it had gotten real. Like I remember all night while I was up and waiting and stuff for my surgery to take place that night before, hearing women just screaming, and yelling and stuff, and thinking to myself like, "Oh, I wasn't like that last time. Wow, she's really yelling loud. Oh my goodness. Oh gosh, she's doing a bit much." Like this is really how I was thinking. Forgive me for those women who did yell. I know it probably sounds ignorant, and don't worry. When I woke up at 7:30, I ate my words from that night before because I don't know what it is about this labor. Like they say, every labor is completely different, and I just want to slap myself for always bragging about how easy my first labor and delivery was, because this time was totally different. Like I wanted to run out of my body, but I couldn't, and it was just like no escaping it, and it made me feel so sad that I had to just stay in his body and go through this. It made me feel so sad and defeated, and the mind over matter thing that I had been trying to do was no longer working. Um, yeah, the pain was. I'm not even gonna attempt to explain it to you guys because it hurt so bad. I can't really remember it good enough to explain it. I don't know if it's a coping mechanism with my mind that's kind of blocked it out or something, but it hurted so bad I can't remember it to try and explain it to you guys. Like those contractions were, oh my goodness, and they probably were coming back every 30 to 45 seconds. And of course you can feel them coming on, so I would just get this from my head of, oh my god, it's coming again. So of course I'm asking like, well, can I please, I know I can't have an epidural, but can I please have some more pain medication? And Alex is just there, and he's just like rubbing my head, and he's like, you're doing so good though, you just don't understand. And I'm like, no, I'm not doing good, I'm not doing good, I can't do this. And so then they told me more devastating news, that I couldn't even have any more of the new baby because baby's heart rate had dropped down last time I got it. So basically they're telling me, you just have to rough the rest of this out, sister. You have to tough it out. And that just broke my heart. Like that's when the tears started coming, and I just felt like, oh my god, like I don't even know how much longer. I'm dilating all slow. So finally they came back in to check me again, and they're like, they're coming really fast, and she's in a lot of pain. My nurse is telling, like, I guess the head nurse, or excuse me, or doctor or whatever. And so yeah, let's just check her. So the doctor checks me. This is at about 8 o'clock, a little after 8. She checks me, and she says, you are 7 centimeters. And that just sent me up a wall. Like, what? Like, I know it may sound good, but what? Like, that's it? Are you serious? Like, I'm not even moving that fast, and I can't do this to get up to 3 more centimeters, and that is crazy, and this is not fair. And I was going off. Right after she checked me, the next contraction, half of it felt like the painful contraction, then the other half just felt like, I'm like, whoa, hold on. Something is trying to come out. Like, that pressure that I felt was so extreme. I felt like it might just bust open down there or something. Like, I'm like, whoa. Like, I'm crawling up the bed. I'm lifting my butt up, like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Something is trying to come out. And they're like, no, no, she just checked you. That can't be. That's just pressure. Just stay calm through it. That's a good thing. That means, it's gonna happen soon. Let's give it about another hour. And I'm like, no, whatever. I'll try and stay calm through it. I agree with that part, but no, he's coming out. So I'm telling my boyfriend, I'm like, Alex, just look down there or whatever. And he's like, I really don't want to. And I'm like, look or whatever. And he looks and he's like, whoa, okay, I think I see something. I don't know. Nurse, so Another nurse finally believes me and checks me, and she's like, "Oh, put her legs up. He's right there. He's crowning." I'm like, "Exactly." So the doctor's running back in there, and she's like, "How did that happen? I didn't even get down the hallway. What?" And everyone's just confused, and I'm just like, "Listen, next contraction, I'm gonna push." And she's like, "Yeah, he's right there. You should push." And I'm like, "Okay." First one, I pushed and pushed, and I felt like half of this come out, like, because with no pain medication I just felt him traveling all the way down. So yeah, and then that next one I just was like, no, I'm over this. Like, mind over matter back in effect. He's coming out. And that next push I just bared down, and boop, he was there. And then they put him on me, and I was elated. It was the biggest sense of relief. First of all, not to be feeling that pain of those contractions and that pressure anymore was like, thank you, God. Like, I was so happy. I was just happy that it was over, and I was happy that he was here. And so, of course, I got emotional because my baby was here, and they put him on me, and he was just the smallest and the cutest little thing. And so, yes, at 8:30 p.m., Aiden Alexander was born at 5 pounds, 12 ounces, and he was 18 inches long. So he is just a little thing. Yes, he is, you guys. Look at that. He is just the tiniest little thing. These are newborn size clothes on him. He is so little, guys. I love him. So little. But, yeah, everything, that's basically it. That's basically my story. And after that, they put them on me. After they cleaned them up and stuff. Well, I did have some tearing though. She said I had a little tearing, so they had to keep my legs up for stitching, which was also something new this time around because I didn't have any of that last time. And oh, as you guys can see, I keep moving because those are still uncomfortable though. So yeah, I did have to get some stitches done because I did tear with him. It's the craziest thing to me because my daughter was like over a pound bigger than him and no tearing or anything. And this little guy did it though. This little guy did it to mommy. Yes, you did. But yeah, that's basically my story. And yeah, so after that, they sent me to recovery. Well, no, actually, after that, I went straight to. They took me to my room that I would actually be staying in, and my hospital actually has it where like it can be two people in the room, but luckily no one ever showed up to share my room with me, so I had room to myself, and yeah, and we were there up until Monday. We did have to go back to the doctors um, because his bilirubin levels were a little high and he was starting off a little slow with the breastfeeding, but he's picked up and he's doing really good now. And yeah, and that is basically my labor and delivery story, guys. It seemed like it took so long, and between waiting them 12 hours for the Cervidil and stuff, I was saying in labor and stuff for about almost 24 hours, but nothing was like, oh, crazy to handle up until that last hour. That's when I felt like, oh my goodness, or whatever. And that's the only time I feel like, oh, I can't do this and stuff, was that last hour. But thank goodness, after putting up with that hellish last hour and 2 pushes, my baby was out. So that's my labor and delivery story, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I will come back with like postpartum update and things like that. And I know you guys noticed I went short and curly. I needed something that I can get up in the morning and do this, and I'm good. So I'll be back to talk about that and postpartums and all of that type of stuff and whatever else comes to my mind or whatever anyone suggests for me to do, I will do. Um, I want to thank everybody who started to subscribe to me during my pregnancy vlogs, and yeah, it's just nicer to look back on them and see that it all led up to this little guy. Yes, it did. So thanks, guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Love you guys.